Aarav Sharma stood frozen in the sleek conference room, the interviewer's words slicing through the air like a blade. "Your accent, Mr. Sharma. It's unprofessional. Our clients expect polished communication?" The room, lined with glass and power suits, seemed to close in on him. At 28, Aarav had poured his heart into preparing for this job, his dream role as a marketing strategist at Pinnacle Solutions. Born in a small village in India, he'd taught himself English through late-night radio broadcasts, practiced every syllable until his throat ached. Yet here, in this gleaming San Francisco office, his voice betrayed him. The interviewer's smirk lingered as Aarav gathered his portfolio, his hands trembling. "Thank you for your time," he managed, his accent thick with the cadence of his homeland. The door clicked shut behind him, and the weight of rejection crushed his chest. He stood in the elevator, staring at his reflection in the polished walls, tears stinging his eyes. But something else flickered there too. Defiance. "If my voice isn't good enough," he whispered to himself, "I'll make the world hear it differently." That night, in his cramped apartment, Aarav opened his laptop, his fingers hovering over the keys. An idea sparked, a revolutionary app to help people like him master any accent, any language, with confidence. He wasn't just building a tool, he was building a movement. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button if this story's hitting you already. Drop a comment with your city. Where are you watching from? Let's see how far this journey reaches. Back in his apartment, Aarav's screen glowed with lines of code he barely understood. He wasn't a programmer, not yet, but he remembered his mother's words from years ago, spoken in their village's dusty courtyard. "Your voice is your power, Aarav. Never let anyone silence it." He enrolled in online coding boot camps, spending sleepless nights learning Python, JavaScript, anything that could bring his vision to life. The rejection replayed in his mind, fueling him. He saw faces like his immigrants, small-town dreamers, anyone told their voice didn't belong. This app wouldn't just teach pronunciation, it would teach pride. By dawn, Aarav had a name, SpeakBold. It wasn't just an app, it was a promise to millions that their voices mattered. He sketched wireframes on napkins, recorded his own voice to test algorithms, and ignored the doubt whispering in his head. Could he really do this? A man who couldn't land a job because of his accent, building a tech empire? The world would soon find out. The sting of rejection **** Aarav stepped out of Pinnacle Solutions' glass tower into the chilly San Francisco evening, the city's hum mocking his defeat. His phone buzzed with a text from his sister, Priya, back in Mumbai. "How'd it go? Did you wow them?" He couldn't bring himself to reply. Instead, he walked to a nearby park, sat on a bench, and let the rejection sink in. He'd spent months preparing, perfecting his resume, rehearsing answers, even practicing his American accent in front of a cracked mirror. But the interviewer's words echoed. Unprofessional. Aarav thought of his parents, who'd sacrifice everything to send him to the U.S. for a better life. He thought of the kids in his village who'd laughed at his English, only for him to prove them wrong by winning debate competitions. Yet here, in this land of opportunity, his voice was a barrier. A street musician played nearby, her voice raw and unpolished but full of heart. Aarav watched, mesmerized. She didn't care what anyone thought. She sang. That's when it hit him. He didn't need to change his voice. He needed to change how the world heard it. By midnight, he was back home, searching for coding tutorials online, his heart racing with purpose. A spark of defiance ***. In his tiny studio apartment, Aarav's world was a mess of takeout boxes and sticky notes, plastered with app ideas. The rejection from Pinnacle had lit a fire in him, but it wasn't anger. It was clarity. He saw himself in every person who'd been told their voice wasn't enough. The barista with a heavy Spanish accent, the cab driver whose English faltered, the student too shy to speak in class. Aarav envisioned SpeakBold as more than a language tool. It would use AI to analyze accents, offer personalized lessons, and build confidence. He called Priya, his voice trembling with excitement. "I'm building an app," he said, "for people like me." Priya laughed, Yajid, half skeptical. "You? Coding? You couldn't even fix the Wi-Fi last Diwali." But she sent him $200, her savings, to buy a coding course. Aarav dove in, learning from YouTube tutorials and Reddit forums. He recorded his own voice, analyzing its pitch and rhythm, teaching himself how to break it down for an algorithm. Every unprofessional jab became fuel. He wasn't just building an app, he was rewriting his story and millions of others. Building the dream ***, weeks turned into months, and Aarav's life became a blur of code and coffee. He worked nights as a delivery driver to pay rent, coding during the day in a noisy co-working space. The app was taking shape, but the challenges were relentless. His first algorithm crashed, his laptop overheated, and self-doubt crept in. "Who am I to think I can do this?" he muttered one night, staring at a bug-filled screen. Then he met Lena, a retired speech therapist at a coffee shop, who overheard him practicing app demos. "Your idea could change lives," she said, offering to help design exercises for SpeakBold. Next came Miguel, a coder from a meetup group, who saw Aarav's passion and joined as a collaborator. Together, they built a prototype that could analyze accents and suggest real-time improvements. Lena shared stories of her clients, immigrants who had lost jobs, students mocked for their speech. Each story hardened Aarav's resolve. He wasn't just coding, he was fighting for every voice silenced by judgment. By spring, SpeakBold's beta version was ready, but Aarav knew the real test was coming. The first breakthrough Aarav stood nervously at a local tech meetup, his prototype loaded on a borrowed tablet. He pitched SpeakBold to a room of skeptical developers and investors, his accent thick, but his passion undeniable. "This isn't just an app," he said, his voice steady. "It's for anyone who's been told their voice doesn't belong." Some attendees scoffed, whispering about niche markets and unproven tech. But one person listened, Sarah, a venture capitalist with a soft spot for underdog stories. She saw potential in SpeakBold's AI-driven approach and offered $10,000 in seed funding. Aarav nearly dropped his tablet. With the money, he and Miguel refined the app, adding features like gamified lessons and community forums. Beta testers, immigrants, students, even teachers raved about the app's intuitive design. But not everyone was impressed. A former Pinnacle interviewer, now a tech blogger, wrote a scathing post. "Amateur coder with an unpolished accent thinks he can revolutionize edtech? Good luck." Aarav read it, his jaw tight, but Lena's words echoed, "Let them talk. Your work will speak louder." And it did. SpeakBold's beta went viral on social media, shared by users who felt seen for the first time. The launch that changed everything. The tech conference was a sea of polished suits and jargon, but Aarav stood out in his simple blazer, his accent unapologetic as he took the stage. It was SpeakBold's official launch, and the room buzzed with curiosity. He opened with a story. 2 years ago, I was told my voice wasn't good enough. Today, I'm here to help millions find theirs." The crowd leaned in as he demoed SpeakBold, showing how it tailored lessons to users' unique accents, from Nigerian to Mexican to rural American. The app's clean interface and AI precision stunned the audience. By the end, they were on their feet, clapping. The former Pinnacle interviewer sat in the back, silent. Within hours, SpeakBold trended on X, with users posting videos of their progress. A Brazilian nurse nailing medical terms, a Chinese student acing the speech. Downloads soared past 1 million. Aarav's phone buzzed with messages from Sarah, Lena, and Priya. "You did it!" But for Aarav, the real victory was the messages from users. "I got the job. I'm not afraid to speak anymore." His voice, once a liability, had become a beacon. Impact and transformation, asterisk. 2 years later, SpeakBold had changed lives across the globe. In a small Mexican town, a teacher used it to help students speak confidently in English classes. In London, an Indian immigrant landed a banking job after mastering a British accent. In rural Georgia, a shy teenager found her voice for a school play. Aarav's tiny apartment was now a sleek office, where he and his growing team worked to add new languages and features. He traveled to schools and community centers, sharing his story. At one event, a young girl approached him, her accent heavy with Spanish. "I want to be a lawyer," she said. "Your app is helping me." Aarav knelt, his eyes misty. "Your voice is already perfect," he told her. "SpeakBold just helps the world hear it." Back home, Priya called, her voice choked with pride. "You didn't just prove them wrong, Aarav. You proved us right." Even Pinnacle Solutions reached out, offering him a job. He declined politely. "I'm busy helping the world speak," he said. The app's success wasn't just numbers. It was the stories of people who'd found courage through their voices. A new beginning, asterisk, Aarav stood on his office balcony, the San Francisco skyline glittering below. SpeakBold was now a household name, with 10 million users and counting. But the journey wasn't over. Competitors emerged, copying SpeakBold's model, and some critics still whispered about Aarav's unprofessional roots. He didn't care. He was planning SpeakBold 2.0, with features for kids with speech disorders and tools for indigenous language preservation. At a team meeting, Lena proposed a scholarship fund for users who couldn't afford premium features. Aarav agreed instantly, naming it after his mother. That evening, he visited a community center, where a group of immigrants greeted him with applause. One man, a Syrian refugee, shared how SpeakBold helped him pass a citizenship interview. Aarav smiled, thinking of his own journey, from a rejected dreamer to a global changemaker. As he drove home, he passed Pinnacle's office, its glass tower still imposing. But it no longer intimidated him. He'd built something bigger, a platform that gave voices to the silenced. The world had tried to quiet him, but Aarav Sharma had spoken louder, and he wasn't done yet. And